So picture this, a billion-dollar project, a Saskatchewan company literally waving its hands saying, hey, we need a port, and the BC government acting like they just found out about it from a Twitter notification. I'm not joking. Premier David Eby is out here claiming he had no idea Nutrien was shopping around for a port until they picked Washington State over BC. You know, Washington. The American state. The one that's basically doing a victory lap right now while Canadian politicians point fingers at each other like kids who broke mom's favorite vase. Welcome back to Canadian Insights, where today we're diving into a story so absurdly Canadian it hurts. Grab your double-double, because this is going to get spicy. Alright, let's set the stage. Nutrien, Saskatchewan's potash powerhouse, needed a new export terminal. We're talking $1 billion of investment, thousands of jobs, economic growth, the whole 9 yards. And where did they announce their plans? 6 months ago. Publicly. Like, not in some secret boardroom Illuminati meeting. They were out there shopping for a port like it was Black Friday at Costco. And somehow, allegedly, the BC government missed the memo. David Eby is now claiming he was completely in the dark, blindsided, caught off guard like a Canadian goose in traffic. But here's the kicker, BC has been making port expansion a literal priority. You'd think someone would have set up a Google alert or something. Now, Premier Eby isn't just sitting quietly in the corner feeling embarrassed. Oh no. He's come out swinging, and his target list is longer than a Tim Hortons drive-through line on a Sunday morning. First up, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe. Eby's basically saying, hey Scott, why weren't you calling me about this massive decision? Which, okay, fair question. But then Eby takes it further and throws shade at Moe for apparently spending time talking to Alberta Premier Danielle Smith about, and I quote, a non-existent pipeline project. Ouch. That's the political equivalent of saying, you were too busy texting your ex to notice your house was on fire. Eby also went after the federal Liberals, claiming Ottawa left him hanging too. He told CBC's Vasi Capellos that nobody warned him about Nutrien's concerns regarding clogged rail lines and port access. Which is wild, because those are literally the kinds of things you'd expect a premier focused on port expansion to be monitoring like a hawk watching a field mouse. But here's where it gets really juicy. Scott Moe was not about to let that slide. He fired back with the kind of prairie bluntness that could cut through a February wind chill. Moe took to his X account, formerly Twitter because nothing stays the same anymore, and basically told Eby to look in the mirror. His message? Stop blaming everyone else when a company decides your province isn't the right fit. Moe went on Regina Radio and said, and I'm paraphrasing here, Eby thinks he can cherry-pick which projects land on the West Coast, and surprise surprise, that's not how business works. It's the political version of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And honestly, Moe has a point. If you're making port expansion a priority but missing billion-dollar opportunities that were announced half a year ago, something isn't adding up. Either your communication channels are broken, or someone wasn't paying attention. Let's zoom out for a second because this isn't just about two premiers having a social media spat. This is about Canada losing major economic opportunities to the United States, and it's becoming a pattern. Nutrien didn't just wake up one morning and decide Washington was cooler. They made a calculated business decision based on infrastructure, efficiency, and presumably less red tape. When a Saskatchewan company that literally produces Canadian resources chooses an American port over a Canadian one, that's a problem. And it raises some uncomfortable questions. How did BC not see this coming? How was there no outreach, no negotiations, no hey, let's chat about your concerns moment? Because according to Nutrien's timeline, they've been public about their plans since 6 months ago. That's not exactly sneaking around in the shadows. Here's the thing that's really frustrating. Everyone's pointing fingers but nobody's taking responsibility. Eby blames Moe for not calling. He blames Ottawa for not warning him. Moe blames Eby for being selective about which projects matter. And meanwhile, Washington State is probably sending Nutrien a fruit basket and a thank you card. This is classic Canadian political dysfunction. We're so busy arguing about whose fault it is that we forget to actually fix the problem. And the problem is clear, our infrastructure and regulatory environment are making us less competitive. Companies don't choose American ports over Canadian ones because they hate maple syrup. They do it because it makes business sense. Faster approvals, better infrastructure, clearer timelines. If we want to compete, we need to get our act together. So what does this mean for regular Canadians? Well, for starters, that's $1 billion of investment and job creation that's now happening south of the border. That's tax revenue that could have supported Canadian communities, Canadian infrastructure, Canadian workers. But beyond the immediate loss, this is a warning sign. If we can't compete for projects like this, what else are we going to lose? Energy projects, manufacturing facilities, tech investments. The list goes on. And the worst part is, this wasn't some unexpected curveball. Nutrien was literally shopping around, openly, for 6 months. This was preventable. But instead of being proactive, we were reactive. And by the time anyone in BC government apparently noticed, the deal was already done. Look, I'm not here to pile on any one politician or party. But this situation is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that $1 billion project slipped through our fingers. It's embarrassing that premiers are arguing on social media about who knew what and when. And it's embarrassing that Washington State just showed us how to get things done while we were apparently napping. Canada has incredible resources, talented people, and massive potential. But potential doesn't mean anything if we can't turn it into actual results. We need better coordination between provinces, better communication with the federal government, and frankly, better awareness of what's happening in our own backyard. Because 6 months is a long time to miss something this big. Alright folks, that's the tea on the Nutrien port disaster. What do you think? Is Eby right to call out Mo in Ottawa, or does he need to take some responsibility here? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear what you think about this mess. And if you're enjoying these daily deep dives into Canadian politics, make sure you're subscribed to Canadian Insights because trust me, we've got plenty more stories coming your way. Hit that like button if this made you shake your head at our political circus, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay informed, stay curious, and maybe, just maybe, stay competitive, Canada.